Hello, lovely people. Today, I came up with one of the most discussed topics while I used to speak with discuss with my colleagues and friends. Many people, come up with a lot of complaints that okay, they have old PCs and those computers are very slow. So they asked me to suggest the way forward for those questions. So I came up with okay, why don't I make the a video so that everybody can benefit, not only my friends and colleagues, but people who are following my channel. So I came up with a few ideas. Those are, for example, I would go for the Linux distros for a low spec computers. For example, if you have i3 or if you have an i5 processor or if you have a very low spec which is 4 to 5 years old, less than 4 gigs of RAM and 100 GB hard disks. So very low. I think you understood what I mean. So, for example, there are some Linux distributions such as Ubuntu and Zorin OS. These are my best choice. I would recommend you to go for it. So, let's discuss about these Linux distros. For example, let us talk about the Ubuntu. Okay, so what the uh, my experience on the Ubuntu is when I want to test something. That means that, for example, I use the VirtualBox most of the times. I don't prefer the dual boot because with the dual boot you have to reboot your computer. So with the virtual environment, so you can use the VirtualBox and then try to test it. Whether it suits your home computer, which suits your requirement as well. So, for example, as you see my screen, so this is Ubuntu. So you go to the ubuntu.net and you go to the download, and you can choose the requirement. For example, they are saying that you see the 64 version suitable for PCs and Intel and AMD chipset, and 32-bit version for most PCs older than 2007. So the PowerPC version for Apple or IBM Open Power, please choose the LTS versions for the below. So usually, I would go for the 64-bit, uh, or I mean, if I have less than 1 gigs of RAM, I choose 32-bit. But I'm sure that the PCs which are less than 10 years old, I'm sure that you may have minimum 2 gigs of RAM. So I would choose 64-bit. So yeah, that's it. So this is one of my great recommendations, and they are also saying that Ubuntu has very low hardware. So it focuses on speed and energy efficiency. And that is one thing. Another thing, I go for the Zorin OS. I mean, it looks very similar to your Windows desktop. For example, this one. Okay, if you go for it, you see it has a very clean uh, desktop. So which usually looks your Windows 10 PC and so on. So it is based on the Ubuntu. So people are saying that it is uh, the best alternative for Windows or Mac. You know, uh, they have made the design very optimized, very optimal. Yeah, so you can go for it. And also the next, for example, if you have a better specs and you don't want to continue with Windows, Okay, this is the Linux Mint, my best option always for a computer which has 4 gigs of RAM, more than 4 gigs of RAM, and it supports. It supports gaming, and it supports the for example, if you are a graphic designer, you can also use the blend. Okay, you can also use the blend, and you can edit the pictures using GIMP, and as well as the ink space. All right, so the multi for the multimedia, for the podcast, you can always use this Linux Mint you can choose from. And for the gaming, okay, for example, if you have when you buy a gaming for example, if you are using some gaming computer, then the Linux Mint is also the best choice. Okay, and the next thing is Xubuntu. These are based on the Debian distribution. So for example, yeah, this one. Okay, it is also much fastest operating systems in the world. So that I prefer. Okay, so and you don't have to install on your physical PCs, and you can go for the virtual box, and you can use it. Okay, you may ask for why am I using the CentOS. So for the enterprise application purpose, I choose the CentOS, which is based on Red Hat. So this is my this is my PC, which is a gaming PC, and which has a very good spec. I would say I'm using the AMD Ryzen 7 PC with 4 gigs of graphics card and 16 GB of RAM. Yeah, that's it about my PC. So okay, and if you really like this topic, if you have some suggestions, you know, I'm always welcome I always welcome your suggestions, inputs, and so on. Okay, if you like this video, just like it. If you even don't like it, just press the thumbs down. I'm always open, and I will choose to be honest on my videos. So please like and subscribe and share with your friends if it is helpful for you. Thank you.